name of the one who loves the beloved and loves us. Amen. Please be seated. I am not a Canadian. Notice. Sarah grabbed the Canadian. She was cold. And I said and preached for her instead of her parents. Do you know that the sun is not a stationary object, but it is hurtling through space at an unimaginable speed? And that we are not rotating around it in a circle, with spirals held by its gravity, also moving at unimaginable speed. You know that? You know the sun itself puts off solar wind to create a corona of protection around our solar system. And without those solar winds, the circumstances that led to life are not impossible. That they protect us from the unimaginable radiation of interstellar space. And if you go outside the heliosphere, that kind of corona, the temperature instantly spikes 50 or 60,000 kelvins, and you could be decimated in moments. You know that? I didn't know that either. And then I got back and came away for a little bit, and the person who was Dr. Tinkerriver is a scientist and fascinated with these things, and he was watching a documentary on the TV as I got home, and I just kind of sat down and started getting into it. And realizing, whenever I look at these tiny little things, that I am really not the center of the universe. My ego is not the most important thing in the way in which the world is put together. That the solar system is so much bigger than I can imagine, the universe is so much grander than I can comprehend, and that we are not the center of things, but that we are on a planet revolving around the sun, which is hurtling through in massive cosmos. Actually, did you know that Voyager 1 and 2 have now left the heliosphere? That they are the ones that found out that it's really hot out there, and that the sun really is protecting us and keeping us cool. And that if that was not the case, we'd be fine. Did you know that? Do you know questions that I'm asking you are awfully similar to the did you know questions in the book of Job that we just heard? And actually, I really like this section of Job. It's wonderful. The book of Job is possibly one of the most ancient texts in Holy Scripture. It is an extended reflection on the nature of life, reality, the relationship of humanity to God, and the way the world fits together. There's a controlling story. Job is a wealthy man, and the devil says to God, Job is only loyal to you because you bless him. What if you take all his blessings away? And so that happens, and Job goes through immense suffering. And then sitting without his family and loved ones because they've all been lost in death, covered in boils of ill, he is sitting, and three of his friends come to debate with him the nature of reality. And they all talk about the way in which the world works, it should work, it shouldn't work, what Job has done wrong, to be punished. And this is the entire text of Job. Until we get to the 39th chapter, in which God finally speaks. And if you really pay attention to the whole book of Job, you will notice that the egos of Job's friends are huge. They all think they know the answer to everything. They think they can describe everything to you and the way the world should be and the way Job should be, the way the world should operate. And finally, God says, who is it that counsels without wisdom? You know nothing. Were you there when I made the foundations of the world? Were you there when I set the Leviathan in the sea? Were you there when I set the boundaries of the sea? And it goes on. Do you know when the animals mate? Do you know their gestation period? Do you know when they're giving birth? I love this passage because the answer to every question for that ancient Near Eastern group was no, they didn't know. They didn't know. But it seems that the poet who wrote Job was a keen observer of nature. And as he was observing creation around him unfolding, the processes of animals mating and giving birth, the personalities of different animals, the way the world was so much bigger than him, what he was doing in the writing of his poetry was decentering his own ego. He was saying, this whole world is bigger than me. And actually, God is bigger than me. And creation is bigger than me. And what was being suggested in that final passage of Job is that our obsession with ourselves being the center of the universe can be really problematic. And if we could only step out of the center for a moment and look at the world with eyes full of wonder, that we might adjust all of our priorities and live in a radically different way. That, I think, is the insight of the writer of Job. I think it's also the insight of St. Francis. St. Francis, who was born into a wealthy family and as a child fantasized about being a noble knight, so much so that he joined the foreign conflict, but was not a super noble man, was captured, was made a prisoner of war. And in his years of being a prisoner of war, suffered and struggled with ill health, malnutrition, and ambitions. And saw that his desire, his own ego to be the center of the world, his own honor, being a knight, was not the thing that was going to help him. And he reflected on the fact that eventually he would like to decenter himself, step out of the middle, and recognize that the world was bigger and grander than him. He returned from the war finally. His father tried to set him up with a horse, with resources, with all the things necessary to rebuild a military life. And Francis went into the middle of the town square and took all of those things off. The story is he stripped naked, and then he put on a simple robe and sandals and decided to live a humble life. As a part of his ministry, we all know he did many things. He calmed wild animals. He preached to birds as well as to humans. He lived a radically different life in which he began to recognize that it wasn't just his ego and our human rationality that was the most important thing, but that all creation praised God, the Creator who made it. That wonderful piece of poetry he writes, talking about brother, sun, and sister moon. All of these things are our siblings. The world is our family. Everything that exists praises the Lord. Animals, but not just animals, the planet itself, the sun itself, the moon itself. As the sun moves through the cosmos, it praises the Lord by its movement, by its harmony, by the way in which gravity draws these planets together and makes the space available for life. Everything is praising the Creator, praising the wonder of the universe that we are in. So I'm simply going to invite you to do this for the rest of the day, as you pray and meditate and think about St. Francis and the book of Job. And maybe even go to YouTube and watch a documentary on the way the universe fits together. I'd like you to decenter yourself. I'd like you to say, I am not in the middle of this world. I am not the most important thing in God's cosmos. Just a part of it. And there is something out there that I can just be amazed at today. Just be overwhelmed with. That I can just celebrate the beauty and the wonder of creation. And as you sit off-center, looking at the world without yourself in the middle, I wonder if that will transform your ego, your sense of self, your values, your way of being in the world. And if you might learn something from the essential lesson that St. Francis gives to us today, or maybe the lesson that your pet gives to you today, as they just carry on celebrating God with their happy presence in the world. Amen.